the good girl never gets anything. When you're good, and this probably goes for guys and gals, right? But when you're a good person, don't expect the same treatment as everybody else, right? When you're a good person, you don't ask for anything, you don't bother anybody, you're not a problem, right? You're not a problem. People don't respect you. They take you for granted at the end of the day. They take you for granted. The people that they respect and that they mold their lives around, that they tiptoe around, are the problem child, right? The toxic family member, the difficult coworker, anyone who requires them to actually show up a certain way. But for you, because you're good, you're tolerant, you're understanding, you have all these wonderful qualities, patient, all that about yourself, they don't value that. They don't appreciate that. They just see you as just take you for granted, just like a free-for-all, right? If anything, when there is a problem, when there is an issue, they're more likely, and they will actually, to come to you. They're gonna come to you and ask you to go above and beyond what you've been doing, being tolerant, being understanding, being this and that, everything that you're already doing to the max, right? They're gonna come to you. They have the nerve to come to you and ask you to continue to bend over backwards. It's like, oh, I know you've been bending over backwards. They're not gonna acknowledge that part. But can you do a backflip? Can you do like 3 of them? Because I need this other favor, or this. They're not gonna go to the difficult person and ask them to adjust. They're gonna come to you and see if you can do more of what you've been doing. So, being a good person it's not valued on this earth, I would say. The only place where that's valuable is probably not here. I'll say that. If you believe in other things besides the here and now, maybe in certain places, that's the only location where maybe you can expect a little recognition, for God's sake. You know what I mean? Like, not even much, just recognize that I'm already doing 10,000 things. Don't ask me anymore. Like, people don't even recognize that. They just take you for granted. But they do respect the toxic person that actually demands, right? The toxic person is imposing. You know they're toxic. You know you have to deal with them a certain way if you have to. And I don't want to say the worst part. The good part about the toxic person is they don't apologize for who they they don't apologize for who they are. They are who they are. Deal with it. And that's the way it goes. Versus you as a good, decent person. By good, decent, we don't mean perfection. Nobody's perfect. We don't mean you flawless. You have no you don't make mistakes and things like that. Of course you do. But you try your best to treat people well, to carry yourself in a respectable manner, and to do the right thing in the day-to-day as best as you can, to the best of your ability. Do people appreciate that? No, they don't. You would think. You know when they appreciate it? You know when they may begin to appreciate it? When you're not there anymore. When the good person dies, people have 10,000 things to say about them, right? It's like, well, and then the person that treated you worse, your biggest enemy, they have the biggest tears. It's like, why are you crying? You never treated me well. Why are you crying? I was there all day, every day in your face. You were giving me crumbs, if not mistreating me altogether. All of a sudden, when you're not, like when the person's gone, when you're absent, either from their lives or just kind of all together. Now all of a sudden that's when they see, oh yeah, this was a good person. Oh, this was a good person. Oh, so and so. Oh, what a good heart. Oh, and what angel. Where were you? Where was all this? When you were alive and dying in front of them. Literally. Where was this? Bending over backwards, doing backflips for them. Neglecting yourself to make their lives a little bit easier, a little bit smoother. Which is like, okay, you don't have to do that, but at least have the decency to leave the good person alone. Like, leave them alone, right? No. They're not going to do that for you. That's why you need to know when to remove yourself. There is this quote, something to the effect of, being able to say, I'm not loved or appreciated here, and get up and leave. Okay? And that's the thing they don't teach you growing up. They teach you, oh, be good, turn the other cheek, do this and that. They don't teach you to expect the same treatment that you give to others. You deserve this too, by the way. You deserve someone in your life to treat you the way that you treat them. Like, you deserve goodness, the same goodness that you put out there. You deserve that back. But where are you gonna get it? Probably not. The good people never get anything in return. They never get anything in return. If anything, they get worse treatment than if they were not good at all. Ironic, but it's the truth. So, not sure if being good is something to strive for, because from a standpoint, from a survival standpoint, not sure if being good is something to strive for. It's questionable. There was this other quote, something to the effect of people something to the effect that people get upset. People get upset when you treat them the same way that they treat you. It's like, yeah, you try to be good, but at some point you just flip it, right? It's like, okay, this is how you act. Let's try it. Let's see how this feels. Okay, let's turn the tables for a little bit. Okay, do exactly what they do to you, and let's see how they respond. Of course, they're not gonna like it because they know who they are. They know what they've been doing to you. Now, all of a sudden, they have something to say. Oh, really? Wow. So it's okay when you do it. Yeah, it's okay when you do it. But when it's being done to you, suddenly you have a problem with that. That's interesting. Doesn't that say a lot about you then? Why is it okay only one way? Oh, so you are abusive and you know about that, huh? Okay. Yeah, sometimes you just have to call it what it is. You use big words too. Abuse, right? Okay, when they don't treat you well and it's pervasive, relentless, abuse. That's exactly what it is. Call it what it is, and use the term for them to hear. Okay, you are an abuser. That's what we call that. When you mistreat people over and over again, especially for your own benefit, and then you don't care, and then this thing, at least if you can take your own treatment, at least we can respect that. At least we can say, okay, you're a respectable person because you can take it. But you can't even take it. You can't take the way that you treat people. So they have to treat you like a fragile piece of jewel, like you're breakable. But you toss them around any which way you see, any which way you like, and it's okay. Yeah, no, give them a taste. Sometimes it's good to give them a taste of their own medicine. They deserve that. They've worked for it. That's why we say being good isn't really necessarily something to strive for. Maybe with analyze, assess who you're really being good to. Move with respect. That's it. Move with respect. You can never go wrong with respect. Starting with, and that's the part they want you guys to forget, starting with respect for yourself, not just respect outward. No, starting with self-respect. Once you move with respect, you can't go wrong. Because the minute something starts to go left, you can pick up on it right away and adjust accordingly. Yeah, but don't move with this idea of be nice, be good. What have you gotten for that? What do nice people get? Have they ever gotten, if anything? What do they get? Sick? Yeah? Broke? Tired? Lost, depressed, you name it. What do they get for it? Nothing good. So it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Don't waste your energy. It takes enough energy to be good as it is. That's one. That's level one. Okay? Because you have your own nature to fight too. When you do the right thing and try to be, upright and things like that, you have your own nature. Again, we're not talking about perfection here. Sometimes you want to act one way, but you just kind of check yourself and you try to do the right thing. That's level one. Level two, trying to be good to people that are not good to you. Let's say that. People that are not good to you, they don't even deserve your presence, much less your kindness. Yeah. That's level two. And then trying to be good to straight up difficult people. So there are layers, and it takes energy. It takes a lot of energy just to show up that way. And then they expect you to do it for free. They expect you to do it at any cost. They expect you to do it no matter how they not react. No matter whether or not they reciprocate it, they're not gonna reciprocate. We know that already. Okay? But regardless of whether or not they reciprocate, you are expected to continue to show up like that, and they will hold your neck to the fire to make sure you're still good, even though I treat you like crap. Okay? Make sure. And then they're the first ones to open their mouth and have something to say. The day you put up a boundary, the day you say no about something or for something, the day you say I'm done, they're the first ones to open their big mouth and have something to say. What do you have to say? Yeah. What do you have to say? Let me hear it. Okay. Sometimes it's really good to, especially when you're stuck in a situation that you can't get out of, because human relationships are very complex, even in the best case scenarios, right? Even among the best of us, you still have to navigate people's personalities, people's nature, dynamics, even with yourself. So let's be honest, even with yourself, there's still the complexity of human beings doesn't go away. And you put toxicity on top of that, People that don't want to do the work, they don't want to do anything. They know, they are smart enough to recognize a good thing, right? They're smart enough to want that good thing in their lives, right? They're smart enough to recognize it and to want it. But they refuse. Because if you can recognize it and you want it, that means you have enough you have enough capacity to see what you like and to see that you don't have that. You don't represent that in any way, shape, or form. You don't even have a fraction of it. Okay, you can see that. At least make an effort. At least make an effort. At least have the decency to copy something good, right? At least you can say, okay, I tried. They don't even try. They don't even make an effort to meet you halfway, right? And yet, they expect you to continue to show up for them at 110%, day in and day out, no matter what crap they throw your way. How is that fair? How? And if you flip it too, they give you the bare minimum. They give you crumbs. And then they expect you to, yay! Thank you so much! Are you serious? So I'm supposed to clap for your crumbs when I'm over here giving you the world, right? Going above and beyond. Even a thank you is hard to find. Even a thank you, right? And if you do finally come across that thank you, you know it's gonna come with all types of strings attached, all types of debt, all types of jealousy, a bunch of baggage that you don't need. So nice, no, don't even bother with that. There's nothing in this world for nice people. There's nothing here for you. Okay? Be nice to yourself. Be nice to look around and see, not perfect people once again, but good souls, like good, decent people who you can help and do good to. Channel your energy there. But with the majority, including family members, okay, including them, because just because we happen to be born in the same unit, we happen to share a last name, that doesn't excuse you from basic human decency. Okay, let's get that straight. Yeah, I don't care what your title is. And people have the tendency to, especially in certain cultures, they have the tendency to, because I have this title, I'm not required to. Where did you get that from? Where did you get that from? That is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. You're not required to do what? Be decent? Yeah. You can treat family members and people in your life whichever way. But then when you clock into work, right? When you clock into work, you put your boss on a pedestal, right? Yeah, make it make sense. Doesn't. Okay? You're the biggest you-know-what when you're at work. Yeah, be careful with people like that. They live two lives. They have two personalities. One personality for the job, where they can go please the boss, do this and that, be the employee of the month. Okay, facade, put up a show. Okay? But their real self is at home with so-called loved ones, which they should never use that term. You don't love anybody but yourself. You're selfish. Okay, you are selfish. Okay? And then when the good person dies, and you're gonna have cried those crocodile tears, for what? Keep your tears. Okay? Don't mistreat me in this life and then try to cry at my funeral. Don't bother. Don't even show up. We don't need you. We don't need you. Stay away. Okay, you've done what you could do. In fact, you're probably the reason why I'm in the grave in the first place. Bye. Right? That was funny. It's true though. Yeah. If it wasn't for you, I could be alive. Yeah? So, you did what you could. Make sure I got there. Congratulations. Now go about your day. Right? So, it's okay. You know what? Just channel that goodness, all that goodness energy. Just channel it towards yourself, because you don't get it anywhere else anyway, right? You don't get it from anybody else. Might as well restrict. Do the bare minimum in the world, and reroute all that good energy, all that. Don't try to stifle it, because that's not going to benefit. That's not going to be beneficial for you, although it is, is the natural reaction. Yeah, of course you want to stifle it, because it's that because it doesn't benefit you. Where does it benefit? It doesn't benefit you in the real world. It does not. So trying to stifle it though is going to, it's not who you are. It's gonna make you act out of character. And when you act out of character, you're not gonna be able to, it's gonna be hard to like yourself. So you don't want to, it's hard, but you don't want to become the world. You just want to function in it, because you have no choice. You want to know what to do, what are the rules of this place. But you don't belong here. You don't belong here. Nothing about you aligns with this location, right? You're just passing through. Do what you need to do as a human being. You just happen to be having a human experience. Do what you need to do. Learn the rules. Because obviously you're the one that's disconnected. Obviously everybody else seems to know what's going on, but you. So learn the rules, do the bare minimum, show up with respect. You can't go wrong with that. Starting with self-respect. Navigate through the lens of respect. Do the bare minimum. You don't have to be overly nice, overly giving, overly accommodating for what? You don't get anything out of it, so you're done with that. Okay, those days are over. Get in, do what you need to do with whomever you have to deal with. And then at the end of the day, get out. Pour all that goodness, all that love, all that energy, positive energy, all that attention. Yeah, that's another thing. Attention on yourself. Because no one else gives it to you. In fact, they think you don't deserve it. They think you're good. They're too busy accommodating the difficult person. They don't have time to see you. And even when they see you sacrificing, falling over backwards, bending over backwards for people, that doesn't mean anything to them. That has no value. So that's what I'm trying to say. It has no value. It's like the grass that grows one day, it's green. A couple hours later, it withers and dies. They just see it. Oh, that looks nice. Take it for granted. And then it's gone. Next day, they see it. Oh, that's nice. Take it for granted. And then it's gone. That's it. The cycle continues. So, it's just something, it's an aesthetic. Something nice for them to look at, enjoy the benefits, and discard. When you're in that type of environment, you don't want to stay there for too long. You get in, do what you need to do, get out. Okay? And that's one thing we're not taught. We don't have this mind. Again, good people don't have this mindset. Right? You just show up, I'm good to everybody. No. Not everybody deserves your goodness. They want it. They recognize it, but they're not going to make any effort to reciprocate that. So you know, all you're doing is depleting yourself, pouring into pretty much bottomless pits. There's this other quote. Something like, set limits, have a limit, okay? Because takers are gonna take. That's all they do is take. It's never, nothing you do will ever be enough, ever. And the day you say, God forbid, you're too tired, you can't do something, or you say no, they're gonna be the first ones to complain. It doesn't matter how much giving you've been doing for X amount of years. The day you stop or you pause on it, they have a complaint. They are insatiable. Takers, nothing is ever enough for them. And when you're a good person, you don't learn that. And that's what they make sure you don't learn it too. So they can continue to abuse you, use and abuse you for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. You don't belong here. Let's get that straight. You do not belong here. No one around here is pouring into you. So reroute all energy, all of it, into yourself. You give the bare minimum to the outward environment, world, just to get things done, to be able to do what you need to do, like work, interact at the most basic level. Basic. We're not trying to do a ton of back and forth. No, basic. You need this, great, there it is. It's not there, here's the money. Like, it's just keep it bare minimum. Limit interactions with toxic people. They don't deserve you. They don't deserve your presence. They don't deserve they don't deserve to even see you. But if you share an environment, just write them a note. Like, limit the interactions as much as possible. Only people that should have access to you are pets. No, seriously. Like good souls, babies, right? Good people. And good people are usually small, young. They haven't been tinted by society yet. Okay? So those are the only ones that you could say, yeah, unbelievable. And then hopefully in due time, you will find another person. Like, you run into another person that's like you in that way, in terms of having a good heart. That doesn't take away the work that you will have to do to nurture the relationship, but at least there's a baseline, there's a starting point. You're not starting from the negative. Yeah? You're not starting from the negative, from underground. No. You're starting from the same level playing field, the way it should be. Getting what you deserve and pouring into others. And then you have that reciprocity and that healthy exchange. How about that?